what's up? This is Carl.
Hey guys, this is Nelsy.
Welcome to COVID. Sorry, we're currently under lockdown in Zimbabwe, so we can only come into town for essentials, and for essentials, for us, that would be the internet to try and post videos to you guys every week. So I thought I'd stop briefly for us to answer a question that's been asked by a lot of people, which is, how did you guys decide that you were going to go and live off grid? As you know, we've moved to the rural areas right now. This is where we're driving from, going into town, and we thought we'd do a short video to explain. So I thought, let's focus on what we've watched, because there were a lot of, we didn't just decide.
I think over the years we've just been watching a lot of YouTube channels.
Yeah.
YouTube is such a wellspring of information. So initially it was all about tiny houses. Then there was this one Netflix show called
I think it started before. It wasn't tiny houses. The Pursuit of Happiness.
Pursuit of Happiness.
No, it wasn't Pursuit of Happiness. It was something Happiness. It's on Netflix.
I think it's called In Pursuit of Happiness.
No, In Pursuit of Happiness is Will Smith and Jaden Smith's movie.
But it's
called something.
Pursuit of
Project Happiness or something Happiness. It's just got two words. But
I'll put Pursuit and Happiness.
No, it doesn't have Pursuit, but it's got Happiness.
I'm telling you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember thinking it's got a similar thing to that movie.
Okay, anyway, I'll put it as a video.
But it's on Netflix, and it's about this couple that went to the US. They bought a school bus. They call them a schoolie, and they transformed. It's funny, when we were watching at that point, we were not even thinking about them transforming a bus into a
It was more about them traveling.
It was more about them traveling. So it was the two of them and their dog.
Yeah.
And just going across from the US into Canada, and then across Canada, and I can't remember where they went into. I think they went to Mexico and a lot of other places. So that was the first, but we weren't even considering.
Yeah, but at that time, I think we were researching more about being creative nomads, and I think this is where our journey started. Was really about changing how we worked. We didn't want to be stuck in one country. So I remember when we traveled like Southeast Asia, we were watching a lot of those videos
about how to
work on the go and
visit different countries and learn about different cultures.
Yeah, so there was this couple flying the nest.
That was you.
Yeah, yeah. So I watched a lot of their videos. And it was just them creating content about their journeys around, and I was also trying to be a travel vlogger. I just wanted to learn how they were doing that, because it was something that was quite easy for me to monetize. So that's the first one. But when we started thinking about sustainability was when we had like a couple of friends, like a couple of US Embassy dinners later, I think. Let's say, for example, being introduced by former Ambassador Bruce Wharton around the country. We were taken around the country to see Zimbabwe. He showed us around and I'm not even lying to you. Like, their team showed us things in Zimbabwe.
I remember
we didn't even know.
Ripley's coffee. I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, we didn't know these things existed.
Yeah, that was one of the.
Yeah, and so after that, we met Janine and James Varden, who really pushed us into glamping. So they introduced us to glamping. So went and stayed in an abandoned house somewhere. Went and stayed in a campsite which hardly had a door on it.
But it wasn't really much of a campsite, because it was a structural one.
Yeah, but I think the change in mindset for me was what people were paying to stay in, like around the country, because
But then that's when they also introduced us to Bex and Jovo from
African bush camps, and then
he really took us deep
into Somalisa, which was
in the national park,
insanely beautiful.
It's like a 4 or 5 star glamping experience.
Yeah,
but it was still scary because you're still in a tent.
He signed us up to a month to stay at one of his other camps, which is in Manapools, called Kanga.
I think during this time we were still doing, I don't know if our thought process is correct.
Should I remove this for the,
Yes, you should.
Okay,
and
so.
I think during this time, our process of living minimalistic, there's some element in between there of living minimalistic.
Well, we only carried like 5 t-shirts and 2 pairs of jeans, to be honest. That's what we,
like that,
so we were living on very little while we were on tour.
We were still on tour and also being nomads, because we're still doing Southeast Asia. Yeah. So we'd come back home.
Oh yeah, we toured with Basket Mouth. Okay, so when we were on tour with Basket Mouth in Australia, this was an eye-opening thing because, like, my friend Baskemath, right? Like, he's one of the best dressed sort of comics, and you know, his luggage was pretty insane. Well, it wasn't insane, it was normal. But the amount that he had to pay in Australia just to carry the stuff across on the airline, because
This is not during that time. You're talking about before.
Yeah, before. So that also kind of informed our decision on how we wanted to travel and how much luggage we were going to be carrying with us. So, so like I'm saying, there was just a lot of different decisions that led to us.
So we did Somalisa. We have to go back. So we did 1 month at Monopol's camp.
Yeah, off-grid.
Off-grid, which was crazy because when we got back into town, the sounds and things like that, but it just sort of got us used to doing that. Then we decided to settle back into Zimbabwe, and we moved to Vic Falls.
Yeah.
That was 2017.
Yeah.
Of course, we did the normal thing where you find a place and you rent.
Yeah. That really pissed us off. Yeah, having to pay so much rent.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just insane.
Yeah, I think we did that for about a year, 2 years.
Yeah, but the long and short of it is that there was just a lot of things. I just wanted to display, like, literally the amount of time that it's taken. It's not just an overnight thing. A lot of people have this misconception that Carl woke up one day and said, Nelsy, let's live in the bush, and then Nelsy just decided overnight. That's not how it worked. I think each of us had our own awakening of these changes that we wanted to make, and in discussions found out that the two of us were aligned in what we wanted to do, how we were going to go about it, and like what we were prepared to do in order to achieve it. But I just wanted to count down just 10 YouTube videos that I think you should watch.
YouTube
channels. Okay, sorry, so we cut off the video because we're approaching a police roadblock, so we don't want it to look like we were filming them or whatever. Good checkpoint getting into Victoria Falls. Anyway, 10 videos that you need to watch if you're gonna plan on making this decision to go off-grid or go green or whatever. I'm not recommending them to, I'm just saying the stuff that we watched. So the first one is Expedition Happiness, which features a couple as they convert a bus and they go around the US and that kind of thing. It's great to watch, it's on Netflix. Number 2, Levi Kelly is one of our favorites. We like to watch him. He basically reviews a lot of Airbnbs, so particularly the tiny homes. So you get to see some of these like minimalist, smaller spaces to live in. Then you've got another big favorite of ours, that's Bryce Langston, I think, who does the Living Big in a Tiny House. That's on his YouTube channel. Pretty fantastic, shows you different homes and what people are doing. Then we have, all I know is the soundtrack is Make This Home Our Tiny Home. I'll look for it, and I'll probably, you see it right now on the video. We watch that a lot. It's just, again, a couple that goes around and they look at other tiny homes, essentially, when they travel the place that they stay in. It's a pretty cool channel. Also, watch Kirsten Dirksen's channel. That's pretty awesome. I think the company is faircompanies.com. They go around to a lot of really interesting spaces, what people are doing, like going green, weird and amazing spaces and tech that's being used, to be more responsible on the environment. Her videos are very detailed, so they, just pay attention to the stuff happening in the background. I found that extremely useful. Next channel to watch is Nomadic Movement. Features a couple that moved to Panama. I think they're starting a coffee company of sorts, but they show you exactly how they built. They moved there on a bus. That was pretty much also something that was great reference for us, because we moved in a bus and then we started building everything around that, making spaces and changing sort of problems and fixing them one at a time. So this particular couple are really great in that. So they show you their sort of daily struggles that, now I think they're at a point where they now have animals on there. Now they're living as a community. I highly recommend that you watch this. Next channel that you should follow is Wild Wonderful Off-Grid. Again, this couple set up an A-frame. Anyway, just watch it. It's pretty cool. They show you all of the steps, and they're living this family life, and they're really thriving. Living off-grid. So that's a particularly good video to watch. Modern Builds is a cool channel. There's this dude, I don't know if he's like a carpenter or whatever it is, but he's totally good. He's converting a school bus into a mobile home, and it's pretty cool because he takes you task by task and you get to see what sort of materials that he uses. I really enjoy watching Modern Builds because it's very to the point, and you know, you can really understand what the process is of building your own bus conversion. And then lastly, some of the videos that you should just search for on YouTube, because that's a great resource. Look up homesteading, look up composting toilets, look up off-grid living, look up tiny homes, look up what other word is there? I think there's minimalism that you can look up as well. There's some great content that's there on Netflix, but I pretty much like the YouTube stuff because it's very short and you can playlist it, and it's, you know, it's great. And then lastly, one of the biggest things that we enjoyed watching, which was Grand Designs, whether it's the British one, the Australian one, and the New Zealand one, which is my personal favorite. So watch a lot of the episodes of Grand Designs. What's great about Grand Designs is that it shows you, I think, how the couples have gone through, or usually it is couples that have gone through these builds, and you know what they've been prepared to do. A lot of them have been living in caravans while they're building these lavish, like $1 million houses. So you know, it kind of gives you context at what people are willing to do. Sometimes they end up taking over the build and doing it themselves. Because the costs are pretty high. You know, you've got the architects and so on. But one of the amazing things as well is how they move to the countryside, and you know, the different options that they take up. Okay, so thanks for joining us. This is me, Carl, and Nelsy is working on her assignments back there. Please continue to tell your friends to subscribe to the channel, and you can follow everything that we're doing. We felt that we should answer these questions since we're getting them a lot in the comments and the inboxes and that kind of thing. So please press the subscribe button and press the little bell so that you get notifications whenever we post anything. We post something every Monday, but also look out for some updates. I might end up in town at some point, and you know, I usually try to post something up, but every week we definitely post something on Monday. So that's it from me, Carl, and Nelsy. Keep watching Tourism Makaya. Love you guys lots. Bye.